Oh man, hello everyone. Uh, welcome to a very I don't even know what brave and spicy video commentated by yours truly. I welcome new people to the channel. My name is Subiru. I go by Chubi. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. um, yeah. So as you can see in the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about a certain YouTuber named Omnia. Um, Basically what kind of inspired this commentary type video is because they were recently caught heavily plagiarizing another artist without crediting. Um, I will be linking some videos in the description. I really don't want to take this video to be really rehashing info that's already out there. I basically just want to kind of go over info and stuff that I found and kind of review it and just kind of point out some hypocrisy and um, I don't know, blatant BS is what you want to call it with regards to this person and their views on life. Well, not really life, but copyright and plagiarism and all that. I do apologize if this video is like not the best well made. I'm very new to this, so yeah, apologize in advance for that. Um, I mean, basically the whole reason of making this video, it's been really bothering me that I've been kind of like sitting on um just investigating things with regards to this person after their really, really terrible response to the whole tracing thing. Well, not tracing. They were caught plagiarizing. They were caught heavily plagiarizing another artist and not crediting. And when called out on it, they acted like an asshole. They really didn't take much accountability for it in their initial video with responding to it. Um, and it's funny because like the original video that you know they with the art that was used that was plagiarized or whatever, I'm not going to try and to comment too much on that video. I mean, a lot of people have already like talked about that along with the aspects of plagiarism on that art. I mean, basically the video was I'm this I've taken like one or two psych classes and I'm going to lecture you guys about how you guys should handle trauma and drama. It was a pretty bad video. But yeah, you can go on YouTube and like watch all that and I'll link it too. But um, like essentially like my whole thing and the reason why I'm making this video is because they have major issues with like people using their work in ways but or like you know like I'm going to show examples. I'm going to show an example of like, a lot of hypocrisy going on with them. But um yeah, just like acting like an asshole when they get called out about plagiarizing and then they get so heavily criticized that they make a I don't know, they made a second apology video that was better received, but I feel like it was only made because they got so heavily called out. But basically what I'm going to go over in this video is just like um I I really hope that they kind of learn from the situation going forward. Um, but I don't know, like some behavior that I'm seeing with them over the years. Um, I mean, Omnia is not really. They get themselves into a lot of drama, a lot, and they've been pretty mean to a lot of people. Um, so it's interesting as like a longtime viewer of like this community and like whatever, like kind of seeing them finally kind of get called out on some of their bullshit. Um, like they've been pretty fucking mean to people. Like, and I'll show an example today of them being really fucking mean. Um, sorry, I'm pretty nervous on making this video. This is I really need to get this off my chest, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous about kind of making it because they do have a lot of fans, and I just really want to show like just issues that I'm having with this. So yeah, I'm gonna like go ahead and get to showing what I mean. So um, essentially, they have this thumbnail that they use on like everything. It's like their icon on Twitter. It's like their YouTube icon, and After doing some research, and digging, it's plagiarized to shit. Um, Out of everything I've found, this is like I guess the most damning thing, and I'll go ahead and kind of go into it now. But basically, they've heavily traced a piece of art, and they haven't credited. I mean, what a shock, right? I mean, bear in mind this is like a past thing that, hopefully, like with everything going forward, they're gonna do better. But like I said, attitude and everything also factors into why I'm making this video. So let's go ahead and look into that. I like D'Angelo Wallace. Does anybody else like D'Angelo Wallace? I like him. Kind of miss him. He's been gone for like ever, which is sad. But whatever, he's got stuff going on. Totally understand, dude. Um, so the thing about D'Angelo Wallace is that he got kind of famous. Well, he jumped off because he basically called out an artist for tracing. uh, he called out Holly Brown, another artist, for blatantly tracing a Full Metal Alchemist fan art. He also called out big artist Ross Straws. I mean, a lot of people were calling out Holly Brown and Ross Straws, but part of the reason why D'Angelo got bigger is because this is like his first step. Like he started out as an art commentary channel, like like this, and he called them out. And it was pretty. They were good videos. They were pretty. They were pretty fucking entertaining. Um, so yeah, let's hear something from Mr. D'Angelo Wallace.
Smile and a 100% match in the face area.
All right, so this piece is clearly it's clearly traced, especially in the hands and the head area and the body. Obviously obviously the eyes are not traced. The mouth is not traced, but it's definitely at least outlined. It's like, hold on. Do, do. God damn it. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Like the whole head is just the hands. This is such blatant tracing. I don't even need to outline this. Like, it's fucking obvious. Like, there's no point in me doing that. But, like, even the hair. Like, obviously, it's not a complete, like, rip-off of the hair. But, like, you couldn't even, like, do even different hair. Like, you pretty much did, like, like, the same exact hair, dude. Like I said, it's not a complete trace, but it's pretty bad. Well, I don't know. I had to deem it. What is bad? But it's just like, bro, you didn't even bother crediting whatsoever, and this is like the piece of art that you use for like everything. This is like your brand, and it's a fucking trace. God. Crazy, man. Crazy, dude. Unfortunately, I don't. When I looked up this art, I basically just Googled, like, anime girl with peace sign. um, and I don't know the original artist. I wish I could credit that better. I do apologize if anyone can figure out who they are. I mean, basically, when I clicked on it, it just was, like, it just popped up on, like, some random Reddit thread or some shit. But yeah. So that was fun to examine. Yeah, so that's kind of what I found. The main thing I found. And the reason I'm bringing this up is not only because of their really bad, like, response to plagiarism recently. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show their attitude in the past when their own work is, like, quote unquote taken. So let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Basically, to sum it up, another YouTuber, like, took a thumbnail of theirs and put it in a YouTube video. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alright, so here's a compilation of what happened last year around August 8th, 2021. Essentially, Omnia is upset because this person, Camelia, decided to steal one of their thumbnails for one of their creepshow art videos. I don't know which one, unfortunately, because the video was already changed from the previous thumbnail to the new one. It had to be probably one of these four. Um, like I said, don't know which one, sorry. Basically, Omnia was pretty upset by it, accusing them, or basically going into their comments section saying, "Get your own thumbnail, ma'am." Um, didn't bother DMing them or saying anything like that. They just straight up were like, "You stole from me. Uh, how dare you?" uh, for a video. Anyway, and then they're like on Twitter upset because people are calling them out from the comment section. Um, let's see. Wait, are y'all still arguing about this? The same person who stole my thumbnail apologized, then hearted passive-aggressive comments telling me to get over myself is enough for you to determine that I'm as bad as Creepshow Art? Wow, I really have no hope anymore. LMAO. Me gets my thumbnail straight up stolen. Also me. Hey, excuse me, change that. I mean, you could have gone to DMs, but hey, you do you, you wanna, like, call somebody out like that, go for it. I mean, that's kinda what I'm doing right now, so you do you. Anyway, everyone, holy fucking shit, Omnia is as bad as an alleged stalker and harasser for standing up for herself and her boundaries in a direct way. I guess I have no choice but to never watch her again. Oh, man. Okay. Um I mean, you can kind of read these comments, but basically, like, Omnia calls them out in the comment section of Camelia's video. Camelia says, "Sorry, dude, I've updated it. Was only inspired by yours, but fair point. I apologize." Keep in mind that at this time, I mean, this is a screenshot of Camelia's subscribers today, which is about 11.4K. At the time, I would assume she probably had less subscribers, and then this big ass YouTuber with like, uh, I mean, before Omni's channel got deleted, she had about almost 100K, but probably around this time I would estimate maybe 50 to 70K. Not 100% sure. I'm not going to go deep into analytics, but still, big person calling out little person. So anyway, not theft is theft, however you look at it, but still, like, DMs would have been nice, but hey, we all play by our own rules, am I right? This is the YouTube commentary. We just gotta call each other publicly. Those are the rules, I guess. Anyway, um, basically these, people were, not too happy that Omnia did this. They have their opinions too. Um, and then, these are the thumbnails that she allegedly stole. One of them, a lot of work on those. I mean, it's just like Omnia taking the fan art that is like everywhere Creepshow art, like on literally every YouTube thumbnail at the time. I mean, you could not Google, but YouTube Creepshow art, and this fan art shows him up in like every fucking Creepshow art video, but whatever, and then, plastering, you know, black text over white. Theft is theft, whatever. No judge there. You be upset. Anyway, last comment about it. I feel so roped into everyone comparing me to / calling me creepshow art. Whether it's when I am stern with someone about stealing my thumbnail or I sound similar to her to some people. Like I've face revealed, live streamed, done all the things, and still feel like I can never escape it. I don't really understand this last part. Like, I don't understand what face revealing and live streaming has to do with being compared to creepshow art. I mean, people were comparing you to Creepshow Art because Creepshow Art was a fucking asshole. Like, and you're acting like a fucking asshole here, dude. I don't know what else to tell you. Anyway. Alright, so for the next part, we're going to be looking at, basically a video they did on an artist named Dollieguts. Essentially, they did a whole, like, deep dive into why this artist in person was, like, a problematic person and issues with, like, mental issues and stuff like that. One part of the video that they did end up calling out was with regards to actually saying that this artist, Dollieguts, essentially copied and traced from another artist. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show a picture of that along with a clip from a video from just an aimbot where um, they also go over that. So let's take a look at that. All right, so unfortunately, this video that Omnia did on Dollieguts has been like essentially deleted. Even after redoing their channel, they have chosen not to re-upload it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not 100% sure, other than I'm assuming they were called out for misinformation on it. Like I said, not 100% sure, but that's kind of like the gist of it when I'm watching other reviews, like or other videos critiquing their work. Basically, they got a lot of information wrong, and I think the main part that I'm going to be bringing up is the tracing part. This is just basically me Googling, like just typing like their video into like Google with their name, and this is what kind of pops up. Like the video did exist at one point, and they even had timestamps, kind of highlighting like what they're talking about. And here is the tracing part. I'm going to go ahead and play the clip from Not a Aimbot where they essentially point out in their video how Omnia's claims of Dollieguts tracing was pretty weak. So let's go ahead and take a look at that really quick.
As for stealing OCs and tracing art, the first claim was somewhat debunked by Ponder Sprocket, although there is an actual case of Salem doing that and selling it for money. And the tracing part is where things get weird. The line art is messed up in a couple areas, and in some places just doesn't match up at all. Basically, the entire thing isn't here. It's nothing now.
Alright, so yeah, the whole reason I did bring that up, I mean, hopefully it's kind of obvious, but basically it just kind of shows that Omnia has no issue pointing out someone else's tracing and plagiarism, but they don't have any accountability for their own. The Dollieguts video is fairly old. It was made, I think, like 2 years ago. So views can change, but I don't know, just kind of just shows their ethics on that. Anyway, so next part. This one's kind of a touchy subject, but I do feel like it's important to include. Basically, it is with regards to them well, they didn't copyright strike. They supported someone else copyright striking content from their video. I'll go ahead and insert that now. Alright, so another situation where Omnia gets pretty defensive about like copyright and like fair use. I think most people know this. And this is kind of a touchy thing because it does involve their ex, but I mean, basically last year there was a whole dilemma because their ex copy striked another YouTuber for using footage of their video in their video. um, hopefully you guys can understand that their ex goes by they them. So basically, like they copy strike this YouTuber because they used a lot of footage or something, or like a fair amount of footage from like their video. But in the end, the YouTube commentary community, people are not really big fans of that because they kind of deem most things to be fair use, like, depending on how much is used. Basically, all footage from YouTube is kind of like fair use. And um, their ex was not happy about this and still copy striked it, and the whole YouTube commentary community just like went off on them and basically like told them what they did was wrong. They shouldn't be copy striking someone else's video for taking footage, regardless. Um, I'm kind of on the side, like, it is like, unless you're like using the whole video and like not putting anything else to it, like, I think it is fair use in that regard. But Omnia and their ex did not think so, and Omnia can deny all they want about how, they were only supporting at the time, but a lot of these tweets here just kind of say otherwise. Um, these are very out of order. I do apologize. I mean, going through their whole backlog is and try to put everything in order, but these are just kind of like some highlights. Um, basically, basically they admit to supporting the copyright strike, and it's like So you admit to supporting copyright striking somebody for taking use of someone's property, like, you take other people's property and, like, don't credit them. Like, this is why this is so, like, weird and hypocritical of them to be like this. And, like, if you guys can see on the screen, I don't know if I should be reading these out loud just because, like, it's very I don't know. Like, they're so out of order, I feel kinda bad, and it does mention their ex, and their ex is a very touchy subject that I don't really want to get involved in that whole situation. You can look it up online about what has apparently happened with their ex. So I feel kinda weird, like, mentioning their ex's name in this video. Um, but, I mean, like, they admit here. So, pause the video, read what's on the screen, um, if you do feel so inclined. So you can kind of have an idea of like, you know, they are just very, they're upset. All right, so for the next part, I'm just going to kind of hopefully briefly go into some other forms of like heavily referenced or plagiarized works. I'm going to be honest, I don't think any of these pieces are blatantly traced. Um, Not 100% sure. They're not nearly as like I guess plagiarized as like the big piece in this vid. But I did want to just kind of like touchly like go over them really quick. So let's take a look. All right, so let's go ahead and look at some other things I found while digging through all this. To kind of kick it off, this is a piece that Omnia heavily referenced from this artist over on Instagram that they follow named Lumila Race. I'm probably butchering that. Anyway, basically, recently Omnia ended up like crediting this person after in their recent apology video for after they got called out for so heavily plagiarizing. One thing I do want to note though is that like they originally posted this picture on June 29th, which was over a month ago, and didn't credit. So there's that. Beyond that, Omnia has definitely also heavily referenced Lumila with, in particular, I guess they did a hand study, um, quote unquote hand practice study, whatever you want to call it. But after doing a little bit of research, they heavily referenced specifically Lumila with these hands. I tried my best to try and find the pieces that I think that they heavily referenced or maybe traced. I don't know. It's hard to say. So these are the pictures that they were inspired or plagiarized credit, and they didn't credit. You know what? You know what I'm saying. Anyway, um, these are the 4 pictures. I did take the crop out from each of them to kind of compare. Um, like I said, I don't think they're entirely traced. They're just super heavy referenced, in my opinion. Especially this one. Like I feel like the shape is like very, very close. And this one too, to an extent. Um, so there's that. There's this emote I found that they recently started working on. Like I literally Googled chibi emote and like a bunch of these emotes from like the same artist pop up, and apparently they want to start working on chibi emotes, but I don't know. I don't think it's traced. It's just heavily referenced. Once again, no credit or inclination of it, but whatever. Next one, I don't know if it's really that offensive. It's something that a lot of people do where it's this I figure this kind of falls under the meme category, and at the time, like back in 2020, Animal Crossing was like the hot shit and everyone was into it. I mean, it's obviously traced. Like they did not freehand this, but I'm not so offended by it, so whatever on that one. Do want to note though that they ended up using this picture in a speed paint, but they did not like show them actually sketching it out or anything, and they were just coloring it. So take that with what you will. Um, this is I don't know. This one's kind of weird. I don't know if they traced it or not. The face shape kind of gives it away, and the mouth is very odd. Um, I do feel like this is heavily referenced from this piece, and I will say that this is not official artwork from Tangled. This is actually someone painted this some artist painted this. So yeah, there's that. This one's, I don't know, this one's kind of iffy for me. It's not really that bad. Omnia follows Ilya Kushinov, which everyone fucking knows who Ilya is. um, I don't know. I don't think this piece is like that bad. I do feel like it's highly inspired by Ilya, um, which is whatever. I don't feel so bad. Ilya's been caught basically plagiarizing as well, so I don't care anyway. Last one that kind of, I don't know, strikes me as odd is this picture of their cat that they apparently drew. It looks heavily traced to me just based on the line work, and um, I don't know, them not really being able to like really putting much detail on it besides color. Unfortunately, there's no proof that they traced it. There's no picture of their cat showing that they did trace it, but I've seen similar work from other artists that have traced animals and other things, and it highly resembles that. So take that with what you will on that. All right, so finishing up here, those are the main things I wanted to cover in this video. Um, just another thing that I kind of also want to point out with regards to Omnia is that they have also really teamed up with other YouTubers that are have spoken out actively against tracing and plagiarism. The aforementioned D'Angelo Wallace, they've never done any collabs with D'Angelo, but they stand him. You know that they love D'Angelo. I mean, do you love him enough that you'll actually practice his values? Can't say for sure. They've also done work with Muhammad Ag Badi. They recently even did like a collab video with him. Um, they didn't. The video wasn't about like tracing or plagiarism or anything, but if you go to Muhammad's channel, he calls out like plagiarism and tracing, and like I wouldn't say every other video, but he calls it out a lot. Let's just say that. Um, a big person that they're actively friends with, and most people know is Thuman. Um, Thuman has also made a lot of videos about plagiarism tracing. Not as many as Muhammad, but they've made a fair few of them. And in their Twitter bio, they actually state that, if if you reference their work, tracer, you need to credit them. So there's that point. So besides that, with my own personal views on plagiarism and tracing, I don't I don't feel like like I said in the beginning of my video, I don't think they need to be canceled, but I do think they need to really grow from this, and instead of focusing so much on the drama of the YouTube community, I really wish they would just kind of focus on improving their art, because I do see that they have the capacity to, but they're so invested in all this other shit that they're taking shortcuts, and not really improving their work at all. Um, Besides that, like I said, my personal views on like tracing and stuff, I do feel like if you trace something, especially another piece of artwork explicitly, you need to credit like that piece of artwork and that artist. Um, I'm going to be planning on making like an art tips type of video and kind of like go into like things that I use that help with my work. To kind of briefly just summarize, I think it's okay to reference models. I think it's okay to reference other pictures. I just think that you need to like put a spin on it. Like you need to like try and make it your own. You know, if you're doing like a sideways glance type of thing, just do your best to make it your own. Like, maybe change the point of view maybe a little bit, different hairstyle, uh, maybe have the eyes looking somewhere else type of thing. Um, I also think that with regards to like coloring and painting, I think it's okay to like reference or like paint over like photos that you may be making, which kind of brings up the whole thing with, them potentially tracing their cat. Like that is their intellectual property. They can do what they want with that. It's not that big of a deal. It's just something I wanted to kind of point out. Um, One thing I just kind of want to mention is that I myself am a pretty small artist. I have about 1,700 followers on Twitter, and that's like, that's it. And it's just kind of like it's really frustrating from a smaller artist point of view, like basically watching someone, build their career off of being involved in petty bullshit drama and plagiarizing while calling others out for plagiarizing. I think I speak for a lot of other, like, my friends and other smaller artists, like, we're all, like, struggling to, like, get out there, and we're trying to think of ways of getting out there, and others are kinda out there for, uh, they're popular for not so great reasons, and it's just kinda deflating, I guess, from, like, a smaller artist point of view. Alright, gonna wrap up here. So, thank you all for watching this video. I'm going to be putting some links in the descriptions for just basically like some commentary, documentary type videos on the art commentary community here on YouTube. Pretty entertaining ones by Cecil. It's pretty long, it's like 4 hours, but really good video. Highly recommend listening, watching, whatever. I'm also going to link a video by The Right Opinion, which dives deep into the Creepshow art drama. There's also plenty of other good videos too that you can easily like just search up topics like this on YouTube and watch them. But yeah, thank you guys for coming by. I um this is my first splash in this, and I think it's time to start speaking my mind more on things, and maybe I'm kind of being a hypocrite by getting into this, but hey, it's time it's time to have some fun with this whole community, and I'm ready to splash into it. Anyway, thanks. Have a good night.